Thank you. Because we also invited other medical clusters from Ukraine, but not all of them could join right now. Some of them are joining, but yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Olga, for recalling that. And it's recording. And if you want to start yourself, I mean, it's with pleasure we listen to you. You can start, Olga, if you want.
Okay. I'm just, I'm just waiting. Maybe some other people will join us. But actually,
you want, if we can wait a couple of minutes, is okay for us.
Maybe, yeah. If you don't mind.
No, it's okay. I mean, we just wait. We let's say that we start at 11:05 the meeting. If you want, we can just give us a couple more minutes for you want to do something in between. I'm just going to switch off the cameras.
Our participants also will do short introduction or present themselves who they are. Yeah. I also invited company Qtix. They also will make a short presentation about their activities in medtech area. And there are companies and medical clusters from Ukraine which are really looking forward for your presentation. So good. And then you will send me the link to the record, right?
Yes, of course. Yes. I mean, we wait until you find that you're ready, and it's okay for us. No problem to wait.
Okay, maybe
you start whenever you want.
Okay. Yeah, I think we actually could start maybe. No, okay, maybe 1 minute more, right? To start at 11:05. Yeah. Good. Teams doesn't really work good. No, it seems, yeah, good. I think we could start.
Perfect. Yeah.
So maybe first I will do some short introduction, right, and then I will give the floor to you because it's actually you who was so kind to agree such a meeting and to organize this meeting for us. But first of all, I would like to say that this meeting is a result of our participation in European Cluster Conference and Ukrainian Cluster Alliance, which unites 37 Ukrainian clusters. All after this conference, plan to organize some meetings with European clusters who are ready to open the gates for us and to start cooperation with our Ukrainian clusters. And today we would like to start this meeting with BioCat. And actually first I don't know how would you prefer to give a short introduction from our side, from each of our participants, and then you will do your presentation, or vice versa?
For us, let me just say that I think it's you can start your presentation very. We are a smaller group here attending from Bright. We can start our presentation so you know who we are, and then we can just start seeing who is from your side in this meeting. This way, we probably wait for a little bit more, some minutes for someone else to join. So I can start there. My name is Montse Davan. I met Olga and Tatiana in Prague, like Olga mentioned, in Neuroclusters. Our colleagues Albert and Alba were there too. And we started the conversation on how we can collaborate, because we thought that we have a project that can be also of interest and to support the innovation and the SMEs and the clusters in Ukraine. And then we work for BioCat. This is an organization that promotes the life sciences and health tech ecosystem in Catalonia. And we are the coordinators of a project that is called Bright. And it's about beyond digitalization of health clusters, what happens beyond. And we have 3 more partners in this consortium. We have here partners from Uppsala in Sweden, and also I think that Sven, this is Tobias hi. So Abe for everybody, I think, and probably you can introduce yourself too.
Yeah, so I'm Abe. I'm representing a cluster here in Sweden, in Uppsala. So we're working both on digital health, but we look into sustainability in life science and healthcare, and a variety of different aspects. And yeah, always looking forward to more possible international collaborations. So exciting to meet you, Olga and team.
Yeah, and then we also have Sven Parker from Connected Health in Estonia. Sven, if you also want to take the mic.
Hey guys, great to meet you all. Great to see you. So I'm Sven Parker from Tartu, Estonia, and Connected Health Cluster is the largest health cluster in Estonia. So we're mainly focusing on early stage digital health companies and trying to figure out what can be done with data and the benefit of healthcare services and patients. So that's the main focus. Thank you.
Thank you, Sven. And I think from our side, there's only Eurasante. This is the other partner. I don't know if someone from Eurasante joined. They are from the northern part of France, Lille. Haute-France is the region, and they have also on a cluster with also focus on digital health, and this is the main focus of our project. And Alba and Albert are members of BioCat in the team here. They are the project managers of the different projects that we have also here in BioCat. So we are like different cluster organizations. We are focusing on just the association of companies or the whole ecosystems, and those are the interests in our project that we are going to share probably later with you. But first, we want to hear from the guests in the Ukrainian side. So we're happy to listen to you. Olga and Tatiana, if you want to introduce yourself or the other people in the call.
Olga first.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm a deputy head and director on internationalization of Ukrainian Cluster Alliance. Yes, which, as I told you, united 37 Ukrainian clusters. We exist for half a year. From the beginning of the war, Ukrainian Cluster Alliance established. And at the same time, I'm also a cluster manager of Ukrainian Automotive and Mobility Cluster. But right now I'm doing this, participating in the organization from Ukrainian side, this meeting, especially for MedTech. I'm also a president of Ukrainian Association of Management Consultants. That is why some participants from medical companies are also participating here, who are participating in our big project for small and medium enterprises support in Ukraine, because right now we do have already 500 small and medium enterprises whom we support in Ukraine in such a war period. well, so I think it's that's all from my side. But again, we are really open and really would like to participate in such a project as you mentioned. We saw also on your web that you had some other interesting projects which would be really interesting to know about. It's not a question to jump in immediately to your projects, which would be great, but I know that it's not really always possible. But even to share your experience, how it was, and how we could gain this experience, and maybe to implement similar projects in Ukraine, it would be also very valuable for us. Thank you. Tatiana?
Hello for everybody. I am a president of Rivne Interregional Medical Cluster. Our cluster connect only 12 hospitals, regional hospitals, and medical firms that work with equipment. And we start working only 1 year ago, and in the difficult period of Russian-Ukrainian war. And our mission is to connect our medical community to be stronger and to be to get a new rehabilitation treatment, to exchange the experience in all over the world with medical medical firms or medical hospitals, to give the most strong treatment for our people in this period in Ukraine. Thank you for opportunity to meet in this meeting, and to give a new cooperation with clusters, medical clusters. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana. I don't know if you want to just cover all the participants with the introductions also. There are other people also in the room.
Yeah, maybe just some words from each of them, right?
Exactly.
And then we will start. Okay. So if you don't mind, Ukrainian part, I will just ask your names, and you will just say some words, which company you are or cluster you are, and your main expectations from this meeting. So Vyacheslav, please. Vyacheslav, could you speak?
Я не зовсім можу розмовляти на англійській мові, справа в тому, що...
Я перекладу, no problem.
Розмову розумію, але, скажімо так, висловитись не зможу.
Okay.
Моя компанія є виробником українських ендопротезів, і майже вона вже стартувала, не вистачає там, ну, певних таких позицій. Ми будемо одним з перших в Україні виробляти якісні ендопротези по новітнім технологіям.
Супер, В'ячеслав, тепер скажіть, будь ласка, назву вашої компанії і ваше прізвище.
Моє прізвище Дьомін, назва компанії Лікар-Інвест, також так, виробнича компанія Титанмед.
Дякую. So Vyacheslav Dyomin, he is a director of the company Likar-Invest, and they are starting to produce prosthesis, for Ukrainian needs, of course, and he is also very interested in this meeting. Дякую, В'ячеслав, дякую. Так, то Ольга Хомін.
Hello everyone, warm greetings from Kiev. Unfortunately, I can join you with the video because just this morning we had some fresh bombings in the center of the Ukrainian capital, so you can actually just hear my voice. I represent Podillia Fashion Cluster. It's probably not in that strict line in your conversation, but actually we used to have some experience through the coronavirus pandemic, so we can produce as well a medical clothing and some medical accessories. So probably we can find these points that can join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Olga, for joining. Victoria Dano.
Добрый день. Те же проблемы с английским. И если можно, переводите, пожалуйста. Международный медицинский кластер, город Харьков. Нахожусь в Харькове, переживаем ракетные обстрелы. Основные наши позиции – это эвакуация, транспортировка харьковчан, гражданского населения на лечение за рубеж. Ну и, естественно, планируем возобновление медицинской деятельности, в том числе и научная, исследовательская в Харькове после окончания войны. Реабилитация в том числе. 8 участников кластера находятся во Львові, Києві, Умані і Харкові.
Супер, дуже дякую, Вікторія. Дуже рада, що ви приєдналися, знайшли таку нагоду. Вікторія Дано, she is head of international medical cluster, which is located in Kharkiv, and right now they are fully engaged into supporting civil population in war period, and they are looking forward for next steps of recovery and rehabilitation, which they are good specialists in. Федір Дзень, ви приєдналися, будь ласка. Представтесь, будь ласка, яку саме ви організацію представляєте. Okay, maybe he doesn't have a good connection right now, but he will tell later. May I also present you my partner's company Qtix, Andres Todt. Andras, don't you mind to present yourself, please?
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone. My name is Andras Todt. I work for Qtix Group. This is a service group that operates from Budapest, Hungary, and I am the head of the medical division. I will be happy to say a few words on the operational model and the services that we provide. This group has actually 4 divisions. One is IoT, another one energy industry, and there's also one about mobility. So there are a lot of links and connections with Olga, whom we were fortunate to meet last week here in our office, and that's when she invited me for this meeting, and I will be happy to contribute and listening to you as well.
Okay, thank you. So I don't know if there's more. I see that Jen says that she has not a good connection, or he has not a good connection. So probably I'm just answering that we will be in touch after this, and we can start explaining what is our project about and which is the idea that we might be implementing, provided we can just make it happen. Okay, let me just explain you a little bit about the BRIGHT project. And I have a small presentation here that I just want to share with you. Here it's in the beginning. Do you see my screen here?
Yes,
you see
it.
Yes. Okay, so this is a project that was funded early this year. It's a COSME project, so it's meant to support SMEs in Europe, and these are the current partners of this project. We are the coordinators, but this is a consortium of 4 partners that work leading the different work packages, and we work in a tight decision making, and that's why we have partners here. We also invited Eurosante. They will be willing to know about the outcome of this meeting, but everybody is here to comment and to give the opinion here, right? So I just marked in another color one nucleus, because initially we were 5 partners, but one nucleus, I mean, it's not very polite from my side, just having, raised and one nucleus from here, but yeah, now currently this is the consortium as it is now. This is students in Sweden, Connected Health in probably this is not landing in the right place because the picture has been moving around a little bit, so probably I have to put better the position of the different partners. This is of course not the place where it was supposed to be, but sorry for that, has to move a little bit. But anyway, sorry to my colleagues in Sweden, Connected Health in Estonia, Eurasante in northern France, and BioCat in Catalonia. This is the title of the project, Beyond Transformative Digitalization of Health Clusters. So we are all bioregions, let's say. What is the project about? The project is about, is for 2 years, and this is about building a stronger capacity to the cluster members, to the consortia, the partners in the project. So so we performed a SWOT analysis on our capacities to better support the ecosystem. At the same time, we identified, and this is a particular work package, the digital maturity of the initially 5 ecosystems, now 4 ecosystems. We're still working on what to do from UK. Which is the digital maturity of the biotech, medtech, pharma companies, not digital health companies, but the other companies, and are they undergoing the digital transformation as the Commission, as the European Commission expects in the twin transformation, and how we can improve that. And first we ask them which are the current situation where they, label, how would they label themselves, the SMEs? They are like emerging in the digital maturity perspective, or they are a multi-moment, they are using digitalization for everything. Where are they? And also we have something special for digital health companies. So we have been working on this landscape on which are the companies, which are the main players in the digital health arena in our ecosystems. So what do they need to, to grow, to scale up, and what do they need from us? And that would help us with the evaluation of, also through a survey, what we are doing for them and their outcome. I mean, what is their thought about that, and their needs as digital health companies, or their needs as other kind of companies that they are undergoing this digitalization process themselves. What do they need from us to grow in innovation and competitiveness? And we have to connect that to smart specialization strategies that Europe requests or regions to have. We needed a landscape of regions that are in different moments or different degree of innovation index under the Regional Innovation Scoreboard and the European Innovation Scoreboard. And this, the consortia fits this goal. And now, what we can do for them. And when we have all that in place, we implement, or we also have these cluster study visits. We know from each other, from our clusters. So we have been to Estonia, we have been to Sweden last week, and we will have our colleagues here in Barcelona. We will go to Lille, and we're working to have also the cluster visit in the UK. And after all that, we will implement what we call the deep dive days. And it's just a way to put the cluster exchange mobility scheme to a next level, in which we are hosting organizations and we welcome other clusters or SMEs from other clusters around Europe, not just from our consortia, to visit our organization or to go to other places in Europe, because this is what cluster exchange is about. And this is what mostly we wanted to explain to you. The goal of it all is to improve the services to SMEs, to support them to this digital transformation in this cross-border and cross-sectorial, but also reduce the divide across Europe. That this is one of the main challenges of the new European Innovation Agenda, and this is why all those projects have been funded at the end of the day. So I don't know if you need to translate that for everybody or for somebody in the room, or you want just me to explain about the deep dive days. Olga. Do you need to translate that? I mean, I don't see the screen. I just see my screen. I don't see the people in the room. So I don't know if you...
Окей, друзі, якщо комусь потрібен переклад, будь ласка, кажіть, я можу допомогти, нема питань. Monse, if I understand, they could understand. The question is that maybe they are not good, couldn't speak. But yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Then I go to these deep dive days, right? This will happen next year, before June 2023. It has to be more or less. We have a report on these deep dive days. What is this? And first I have to talk about the cluster exchange mobility scheme. All the projects that are under the COSME Cluster for Excellence, that is the program this project has been funded in. All those projects need to include this cluster exchange mobility. And the whole scheme is, there's an IT tool. The ECCP, the European Cluster Collaboration Platform, has an IT tool where hosting organizations across Europe, and they can be umbrella organizations, cluster organizations like BioCat, like Stones, like C-Health, or like Eurasante, also science parks, all those that we can also engage in our ecosystems, but also that we can engage across Europe, because all the cluster exchange mobility scheme projects are interconnected. They register themselves as host organizations, and we can have companies, cluster organizations, umbrella organizations, SMEs, etc., in our regions, on our ecosystems, in our clusters to visit. From, let's say, 5 days to 1 month. But money-wise, 5 days is the best option. Then we also need companies, cluster organizations to register in the IT tool as visiting and finding somewhere they want to go, because they have a previous partner, because they have new partners there, because they want to visit, they want to learn, etc. This is an exchanging scheme. Just visiting, not hosting, but just visiting organizations have a funding to do that. And it depends to the country they are visiting, because there's like a different amount if you visit Estonia, Barcelona, or UK, or UK is not in the picture now, but of course, or Uppsala, but it's about, and correct me there, Alberto, whoever wants to step in, it's about 1,000 euros for these 5 days to cover everything for just one visitor. But it's not just one organization. It's one visitor from one organization, but many organizations can apply for the same visit. Let's say, for example, if 5 organizations from Ukraine want to apply, just one person from each. Okay, and each one will receive this funding. And please, those that are, I mean, the work package leader for those exchanges is Sven, actually. So Sven or Albert, that you are the project manager for the project, want to add something here, of course. Please do.
Yeah, just to, well, I can actually send the map of the countries and the funding associated in the chat. But yeah, basically, so also adding one specificity, if the exchange lasts less than 5 days, it's actually half of the funding regarding that topic. And as you see, if you click on the image I just sent, the minimum, let's say, it's 530, and the maximum is 1,100. And yeah, let's say for the more expensive countries to visit, it's just a bigger amount, and the cheaper countries will be a lower amount. But yeah, just I think
exactly. So thank you. Yeah, thank you for this adding this information and for sending the map too. So the thing is, okay. So what we thought when we presented this project is we can just open or open the call from day one to all around Europe, to go all around Europe, or we can just devise some immersive days in our ecosystems, because we also, I mean, we get, it's a win-win situation. Our partners, also our ecosystem players, receive visitors, and more connections can come from here. And at the same time, we prepare the agenda. It's just we are the hosting organizations, and we organize a visit to the cluster. We prepare sessions to understand the dynamics and the opportunities. We review the technology landscape. We prepare visits to some players here, to technology providers, to companies, etc. We also let's say implement some of the joint portfolio of services that we came with, because we identified the needs in the ecosystem players, and then we just implement one pilot of one of those activities for the ecosystem. You can participate as visitors, matchmaking, some upskilling webinar or something that can be of use, some services providers that can present or they can, etc., etc., etc. And then after there, if an SME wants to, I mean, stay for longer, it's just 1,000 euros or the amount that is granted for this particular visit, but then it's up to you. That's the deep dive days. This is not the only way to visit anywhere in Europe. Just going to the platform and applying as a visitor. You can also be part of other visits, provided there's a host organization that is there and accepts the visit. What we think of interest for you here is that we talked to our project officer and also to the partners of Bright. We have an additional deep dive day. We had to have 5, and we have 4. We are 4 partners, but there's the one still from UK that is not going to be done in the UK because we have no partner there. And we are working with the project officer to kind of share this deep dive day among us, or different options that we have to see how to, monetize this or monetize in the sense that we have funding to organize these agendas. And we are exploring the possibility of having either one specific deep dive day for Ukrainian companies, and to the extent that I shared that to the project officer, he said that he would be very happy if we can organize something with Ukraine. Only that we need to talk with him, because depending on the regions and depending on how to do that, but he would be very happy to do so. And that would be pretty much our proposal, in the sense that I don't know if I don't have another, no. And that would be, let me just go back to the call. Yeah, so that would be pretty much the presentation of the opportunity here, and interest that you might have in this proposal, and how to move forward there. We still have to receive the answer from the project officer in the sense that we can, our first interest or our first idea is divide this other D3 that is not going to be in UK among us. So you can visit any of our organizations, or have one specific one that wants to have everything, depending on the capabilities that we also have. But anyway, in this scheme, you can apply for a D3, because I don't know if, I don't know, Albert, I haven't checked if Ukraine is part of the COSME.
Yes, it is included in the list. Yep.
So you can apply from everywhere in Europe, or you can just apply for an organized agenda under one of our D3s, as we say. And that will be for the beginning of next year, because we cannot organize that before, because I mean it's tight timing for that. Yeah, that's sorry.
Just adding to what you're saying, Monse, because for example, since OHA was from a fashion cluster, if I'm not mistaken, right? Just to add that there are other consortium that could be of interest of you, if not ours. Because, for example, we also met with people from a fashion cluster from Italy that they had one of these cluster exchanges. There are also textile clusters here in Catalonia that work in the same goals. So what I mean here is if you find that there's no, in your particular case I'm speaking, that the Bright consortium is not, let's say, your target, that there are other options that you can explore in this same platform. Just a comment.
And just to add here is that it's not only about you visiting one particular place, but it's about building these relationships for coming times, to find partners, to find providers, to find any kind of collaborations that you might need now, in the future, whenever. So I think it's an interesting situation to be explored by the different clusters that could be here. I don't know. Also, I'm sorry, I see Swai is also here because at the beginning you want to introduce yourself, Swai, also. Sorry, I need some water.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Montse. I'm really sorry, I was on another meeting, so I connect quite after the presentation. So my name is Sohail Nourestani. I'm working for Eura Santé. So Eura
You don't
Santé
have
is
the camera. Sorry, Swai. I don't know if you know that you don't have the camera.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. So yeah, I'm working for Eura Santé. So Eura Santé is a cluster located in the northern side of France, in the city of Lille. So we are mainly a cluster around health and nutrition, and we gather 1,200 companies for a turnover of 12 billion. And we are working a lot with biotech, pharma, and also ICT companies within our region. And our goal within the Bright project is first to learn from other clusters about some user experiences and services that we provide to our ecosystem. And we also wanting to help companies, startups to develop their digital journey, and especially it's one of the activity that I'm already trying to do within the region in Lille. So helping companies with their setup, helping companies with their marketing, with their strategy, and also around the technology side of their products and solution.
Thank you, Suhail. So this is the fourth partner that we mentioned. So this is the landscape of D3s that are going to be put in place with Bright project. After that, like I said, different places in Europe can also be explored under these and other projects, because this is the goal of the cluster exchange scheme. So I don't know if Sven or Tobias or Abe, you want something else to add to this before we see the opportunities and how to do that?
I think from my point of view, it's been quite thorough, yes.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything to add really, but yeah.
Thank you, Sven and Abe and Swai. So what's your reaction to that, Olga, Tatiana, and what do you think?
So we will definitely involve our medical clusters, and me personally, I would like to support those participants who are here to submit applications, which I think should be right to be a partner for cluster exchange at least, right? And and for further projects, definitely, we would be more than happy to cooperate.
Okay, in the presentation, so in the agenda today, we had the presentation of the project, the opportunities, and also how to move forward. So I would say, for example, that we need to know first from the Commission, from ISMEA, if we can keep these 4 cluster exchanges. These D3s. So just to make it easier, because I know it can be complicated. I mean, we will focus on having these deep dive days in these 4 regions, in Enregistrament, in Uppsala, in Estonia, and in Catalonia. Okay, we will share with you the just because this is a particular proposal and we haven't done that yet for all across Europe, but for this case, we will share some, like Suhail said, the number of companies, the focus of the ecosystems, etc. That's one thing. We are exploring 2 possibilities. You joining, depending on what the project officer says to us, if we can just have 4 deep dive days and make them larger in number of companies, or sharing, I mean, that each of us might have 2 smaller deep dive days, we can devote 1 for Ukrainian clusters to fill it with Ukrainian clusters and SMEs and the different medtech and digital health or health clusters, or just depending on the answer from the project officer, having a mixed with, I mean, different visitors from all around Europe. This has an advantage for you because you will meet other companies from other regions, but at the same time, having one specifically for you can be more dedicated to your actual needs. And I think both things are interesting. We have to talk about that with the project officer. Now we have made the connection. Now you know about the project. Now you know the essentials that is you need to be in the cluster. European Cluster Collaboration Platform. You must have a profile there. I know that your cluster organization was created 24th of February. That's very brave and congrats and strong decision there. I don't know if you are all members of the ECCP, but you need to be registered as visitors. And then once this is done, we will go through the different requirements to prepare that. And that should be not before, let's say, March next year. So somewhere in between March and summer. I know this is not right away, but again, once you are in the cluster collaboration platform as a visitor and you enter and you see the host organizations and you see that before the deep dive days, you are interested in going elsewhere, you of course can contact the representing hosting organizations and see how to be funded also under our regime if this is connected to our project. That can be also done. You don't need to go by the deep dive days. You can do other way, but these deep dive days probably helps you having everything concentrated and a special agenda for you. You have more questions, you need clarification, we will send you more info about that. And of course, we will talk with the project officer if all the partners, Swile, Sven, Abe are of course, Alba and Albert agree there that this is the way to move forward and that this is a good proposal for everybody.
Thank you so much. Highly appreciate it. And definitely it would be interesting and it would be needed. So it means that from a Ukrainian side, we could even form kind of a separate group, if am I understood right?
These are the 3 possibilities.
Okay,
that I can now refer to now. The 3 possibilities is that your cluster or Tetiana's cluster or another organization or I don't know, Andreas organization, etc. company now go to ECCP, identify possible hosting organizations you might be interested in from now on, right now, and you can just go. This is by yourself, and you have to arrange that with the agency and with the hosting agency, with ISMEA, and we can just fund because you're members of the COSME project, of the COSME program. That is for you, I mean, on your side individually. Second possibility, we have to check with the project officer if we need have restrictions on the number of D3s and how to organize that, but you can mix with other regions, participate in any other one in our 4 regions, but with a certain point where you have companies from all around Europe. And the third possibility that we also have to explore with the partners and the Commission is that there's one specific D3 for you in any of the regions of interest for you, but just one region and just one person from each organization, but more than one organization, like 5, 6, 10, I don't know.
Good. Thank you so much. Thank
you. And for health, because this is our project.
Thank you.
And the fourth thing is that the other clusters that do not fit in this project, you can just go from today on there, because you didn't probably know about this opportunity, but there are other projects funding these exchanges for other clusters that are not related to health. And this
all of them actually on the CCP platform, correct?
Yeah, there we don't have anything to do there. We can connect you to existing we have another some colleagues that work in other projects, but this is not something that we can just arrange for you.
Okay, I think we will do it also a kind of small webinar to our cluster alliance, and I will show them this cluster change and project which are available and how to join it. Okay, I mean I have such experience me personally, so I definitely could show them how to do it.
Excellent. So if it's okay, we will change this information and we will move forward with the decisions. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Dear Andras, would you like also to make a short presentation, or what do you think?
Yeah. So I think I would just briefly talk, because I see that somehow our thematic is just like one special thing, but I think especially for the Ukrainian partners, and I saw that there are several ones from the medical field, this could be interesting. And I will try to present as well, because it maybe illustrates.
It could be interesting, I think, for all parties. So.
Okay. All right. You convinced me. Do you see the presentation?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So the story of Qtix is like how to create a very special partnership when different players come together. And as I said, I'm the head of the medical device division. We are providing services so that the medical device manufacturers can actually comply with the rules of the medical device regulation. This is true for all European players and anyone who wants to sell a medical device within the European Union. This is a not so easy process, and I think the great thing in Qtix Medical is really this partnership model, because we are actually 6 companies working together, and I will show you right away that we are providing really as a one-stop shop model, basically everything that a medical device manufacturer might need. So we consult, we review documents, we actually help create the necessary documents in terms of quality assurance, in terms of technical documentation. We also have a very strong training program. But what I think what is the key and what is important, we are also able to provide the necessary test. In this group, we have a safety laboratory. We have a big cybersecurity laboratory, one of the biggest one in the region. And because this is also a new element and it's also an obligation, we can provide biocompatibility, toxicology tests as well. And we have one member company that is actually running clinical trials. So you see that all 6 actually working together so that we can actually provide all the services that are needed. And I just want to highlight that this is an obligation to comply with the MDR rules. I think I will stop the presentation and just looking at you. So we are not the only one, we are not unique, but I think this model that 6 companies working so closely together is really something special. In the region, we haven't found anything similar to that. I think in the western part of Europe, there might be some similar solutions. And I also checked, and I mentioned to Olga that so far in the European database, where the registration is compulsory, I find 5 Ukrainian medical device manufacturers, and I believe there are a lot more. And I guess those are also aiming to sell at the European market. So this is the gateway. We are not the holder of the key, but we are like Sherpas. We can help you to go up on the hill and also come down safely, which is also another important element. I don't want to go into details about medical device regulation, but this is a very complex issue. I think you know this pretty well. And obviously, this is a service, so we are a bit different than the clusters that are mentioned here. But we have a lot of interesting projects, so we see a lot of examples. And if you have questions, if you want to consult, if you want to really just to know more about what is really the obligations that you have to meet if you want to do something in the European market, then I think we are a good place to talk to. I think this is briefly what we are doing. And again, QTix is not only about the medical division. We have a lot more, but I think that's enough as a first step. Thank you.
Thank you, Andres. Yes, that's I mean, that's an interesting model, like you say. I think there's, of course, this sector is about international collaboration. So there's a lot of, it makes a lot of sense that you can also be part of this idea. And we have, all of us of the partners here have a focus on medical technologies, medical devices. In our case, for example, it's like a 20% or 25% of the companies here in Catalonia in our cluster work on this area. So I think that you can find opportunities in the different business lines that you have mentioned. So thank you for the presentation. We will keep that also in mind, and we will send you a link to find potential interests and partners also in the region in case you.
Thank you very much. And I'm very happy to send you materials that I also shared with Olga. So if any of you would like to know more, I'm more than happy to provide information.
I have to say that thank you for that. And our interest here, and you might say, okay, I mean, we can also organize a deep dive day with companies across Europe. Our interest here is, of course, to help Ukraine, because I think it's an obligation that we all have. Another interest for us is that after this nightmare ends, there's a lot of things to do together, so that's for sure. There's another interest, and it's because we have to also comply with what the Commission says. And you know, the Commission has a specific line of support also to Ukraine. And I think that they will be very happy if we can also, our project can be also of interest and have an impact if we're able to also fit these requirements and these ideas and these policies that Europe is putting in place. And so for many reasons, we are interested. We just need also to know that from your side, it's not only about coming here, but it's also that it's an interest for you, and a little bit keep us updated on what is going on there and seeing if we can just put everything in place by the beginning of next year. Hopefully,
just one last word, because I think this could be interesting. We do, as mentioned, a lot of trainings, and this is a message to Olga as well. If you manage to bring people together, and this can obviously happen online, no one needs to travel for that. We can talk about an MDR consultation or even a training for a larger group. We do that. We'll do this very soon for Korean partners as well, obviously mainly in Hungary, but we can do this in English as well. I'm not so sure about other languages, but this could be also a great way to learn.
English is okay. Yeah, okay. So yeah, if we have a panel of different countries that we want to share perspectives, that's also an opportunity on that regard. And of course, online is very convenient when traveling is not a possibility. The thing of the cluster exchange, for example, during the pandemics, where everything went digital, and some of the projects that were granted at the beginning of this period and during the pandemics didn't have a physical exchange. They had an online exchange. We will try to go on-site, face-to-face cluster exchange dynamics, but of course one never knows, so online is always something that is there. Okay, not only for that, but also for other kinds of meetings that we can prepare from now on. Okay, so thank you for being here. It's the last 2 minutes in this meeting. If anyone wants to add something, and if not, I want to thank everybody for the attention. Yeah, Olga, I think you were going to add.
Maybe, I will ask in Ukrainian. Може хтось має запитання, будь ласка, питайте, будь ласка, бо у нас декілька хвилин залишилося цієї зустрічі, і якщо у вас є запитання, будь ласка. Okay, it seems that there is no questions, but I'm sure that everybody had a lot of interesting information and opened possibilities to cooperate with you, which is really important for us, and it's difficult to overestimate it right now, how important for us to see these future possibilities. So thank you so much again for your time, for your efforts. We so highly appreciate it, really, and looking forward for the next steps. I will write you a short message after this meeting, so please send me also your presentation and link to the video, and maybe even these 3 or 3.5, 4 options which you mentioned during the meeting. Thank you so much again. Thank you.
Thank
really
you. I think that you can download the recording yourself, if I'm not wrong. But anyway,
okay.
If not, we will send it.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you all for the participation in today's meeting.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.